In this video, I'm gonna break down the brand ideas that are going to crush in 2025. Trust me, as somebody who's been running his own brand for the past 8 years and who's launching his new clothing brand this month, this matters a lot to me. I'm gonna show you really simply how to use Google Trends to figure out if your brand idea is a good one. But beyond that, I'm gonna show you how to come up with a really great brand idea that is guaranteed to be successful and to get you better results. And most importantly, you're going to avoid working on a brand idea that's crap that doesn't get anywhere in the next 2 or 3 years. So give yourself this. Stick around with me until the end of this video. You're not going to want to miss it. To start, I want to debunk this idea that everything's been done before. It's 2025. Every business idea that's really good has been done before. This isn't true for very scientific and real reasons. The reality of it is that new trends are coming up all the time. New technologies emerge. And as these trends and technologies emerge, it opens up holes in the market for you to come up with a brand new business idea. And so as the world evolves and as things grow, there are literally always new business ideas and great ideas to jump on. One of the best ways to come up with a great brand idea that absolutely slays is to use something known as the blue ocean strategy. There's a great book called Blue Ocean Strategy by Chan Kim that talks about the power of unexplored new market areas. You can create your own market through differentiation of the competition. And when you focus on new market spaces that haven't been tapped before, rather than just trying to compete in existing market spaces, this can be an unbelievable business idea. A really great way to think about this that he lays out in the book is that there are blue ocean markets and red ocean markets. A blue ocean market is an untapped new area that nobody's competing in, and a red ocean market is a pre-existing market with a lot of competitors already. Before I share with you real examples of brand ideas that are crushing going into 2025, Apparel Success is sponsored by my buds over at design.com. If you need designs made for your own brand, I seriously recommend that you try them out. Just head over to design.com/apparel success and go into their AI logo maker tool. Let's say I'm starting up a surf brand for people who live near the beach and live an outdoor lifestyle. Smack that enter button. It's going to generate a name for you and come up with thousands of logos for you. Coastal Wave's actually a pretty sick name. I like the start of this logo right here. Then I'm just gonna edit, play around with the sizing and some of the colors, and boom, you've got a sick logo for your brand. If you're interested, try it for free at design.com/apparel success. And you can get up to 88% off at checkout. So I'm going to give you a ton of examples here of blue ocean strategies that have been used in other industries and within clothing brands and in the apparel space. One of the best examples of a blue ocean strategy in another industry was Uber. The cab industry and taxi cabs had been running forever, and Uber essentially invented their own industry by leveraging the new technology on phones and being able to connect each other. Another great blue ocean strategy was Cirque du Soleil. For the longest time, circuses were that classic like people juggling and stuff, and then they just took it and they turned it into like this really cool like abstract performance art. And another great blue ocean strategy from another industry is Peloton. This whole movement and trend of people riding their bikes and trying to work out from home, they took that and turned it into all these classes where people are showing up and they're dancing on their bikes and doing all this crazy stuff. So I'm just priming you here to recognize how you can capitalize on trends and take advantage of innovative ideas based on things that have worked before and just turning them into a completely new market. Now, to get more specific in on the title of this video, which is new brands that are going to crush in 2025, here are some examples of brands, like clothing brands, that have really started to crush just within this last year because they're operating within a trending market and they've created a blue ocean market. There's a brand called Fabletics, if you've never heard of them, that started up back in 2013. That's absolutely crushing lately because they're capitalizing on the upward trend of athleisure wear and they're offering their own unique spin on the athleisure trend. Another brand that's completely different that's also skyrocketing going into 2025 is called Alo Yoga, and they are capitalizing on the trend and movement that's currently happening for sustainability and eco-friendly activewear. And not only that, but if you go to their website, you'll notice that they're using all very trending colors. You may have noticed that colors like brown and espresso are crushing lately. And if you go to their website, they're really leaning into those trending colors. And another example of a brand that's crushing going into 2025 that's similar to the last one is called Tala. Tala is a sustainable activewear brand, but they use recycled materials for eco-conscious consumers. And so you can really understand that there's this major trend right now for eco-conscious, sustainable products in the activewear space. So I have another really great example for you of a blue ocean strategy that a clothing brand used to do really well. And guess whose it is? It's mine. When I started up my brand, K-Bud Apparel, we had this general idea for a Canadian lifestyle brand. And we actually came up with the idea from watching a TV show called Letterkenny that was just starting up in Canada. And at the time, it was still just a little YouTube channel. Right at the time that we started up our brand, this little YouTube channel called Letterkenny got a deal with Crave TV to be this massive TV show. And this whole trend of Letterkenny blowing up and the humor in rural Canada becoming this popular thing, we just aligned our brand with that trend that was already cooking. And that's a huge part of the success that we had with our brand, was aligning our brand with a trend that was truly in right now. All right, so check this out. Let's do some quick research here to see what's trending in terms of niches, in terms of brand ideas that you could potentially use inside of your own brand. Head over to Google Trends. I believe it's trends.google.com. It's completely free to use. On the homepage, you can type in a keyword. Something that I know that's currently trending over the past couple of years going into 2025 is remote work. So in this box, you can just type remote work and it'll pop up looking like this, but then you can just switch it to go for the past 12 months or the past 5 years, and I'll hit the past 5 years. And you can see it just trending slowly upwards over the past 5 years going into 2025. So any brand idea revolving around remote workers, people working remotely, is probably just going to keep trending upwards. But let's say that you had another brand idea and you wanted to compare the two. Well, you just click on compare at the top. And let's say we want to compare this with sustainability. You can compare the interest between remote work and sustainability over 12 months or over the past 5 years to gain an understanding of which one has more interest. Another thing to look for using Google Trends is the seasonality of your idea. So let's say you're a snowboard jacket and your company's mostly going to be selling in the winter. This is crazy. If I type in snowboard jacket and I set it to the past 5 years, you can see how the interest peaks like crazy in December in the wintertime, and then it goes down like crazy in the summertime, and that would be natural for a company like that. But you can gain such a better understanding of the exact seasons that people will be interested in your brand idea. For example, if I type in heated clothing, you can see that there's extreme seasonality with it. People are looking up heated clothing like crazy in November, December, and January, and then in the summer, they're not looking it up nearly as much. Another thing that's gonna help you like crazy if you're doing research using Google Trends is the related topics. So let's say you're looking up snowboard jackets to get an idea of what that industry looks like and how much interest it has. If you scroll down, you can see related topics and you can see the other brands that are being searched. So there's Dope. I know that's a snowboarding clothing brand. There's Montec, Burton, athletic jackets. These are breakout topics and things that people are searching the most. Then you can also see related queries. And if you click on one of these, it pulls up all of the data for that specific company and how often they're being searched and whether or not they're trending upwards or downwards as well. To summarize here, there are so many different niches that you could possibly get into going into 2025 that will crush for you. There's an infinite amount based on your own interests in terms of what you want to get into. But use Google Trends to figure out if your particular niche and if your particular industry is actually trending based on the market. It's not just something that you're into and that you find cool, but that the real market is showing there's a massive increase in interest and people still tend to be interested in what you're trying to sell. Because the worst possible scenario is coming up with an idea that you think is really cool, that you think people are gonna love, but if you look at the data, there's not a whole bunch of other people that have an interest in that same thing. Through my own research, the biggest trends that I've noticed going into 2025 are sustainability, eco-conscious consumers, mental health, and these throwback trends. Let me know what you think about all this in the comments below. I read every single comment and I appreciate you watching. If you want to go deeper with me and a community of other clothing brand owners, you can check out apparelsuccessmastermind.com, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.